and welcome. Thank you for joining me today. I'm so excited about my new program, Create a Healthier You. It starts in about 2.5 weeks on July 20th, 2022. We'll have our kickoff call. During this program, you will drop stubborn weight, kick your sugar habit to the curb, beat bloating, rebuild your gut microbiome, and learn what foods are right for you. So many of you already know about the microbiome, those of you who have been following me, and that is just very important to nourish and something that we'll talk about a lot during this program. Before we begin, for this slide presentation and for the entire program, I do need to talk about my medical disclaimer. The information in this presentation is not intended to replace a one-on-one relationship with a qualified healthcare professional and is not intended as medical advice. It is intended as a sharing of knowledge and information from the research and experience of Jennifer Whitmire, Holistic Jen, HolisticFarms.com, and the experts who have contributed. We encourage you to make your own healthcare decisions based upon your research and in partnership with a qualified healthcare professional. So if you embark on this program and you are under the care of a doctor, you will continue to work with your doctor. If you're on medications, you will continue with your medications. If you have type 2 diabetes, then we are going to carefully monitor your blood sugar and make sure that your medicine or insulin, if you're on insulin, is adjusted correctly and your meal timing is correct. If you're on high blood pressure medicine, then we are going to make sure that you monitor that. As we make lifestyle changes, sometimes that can affect these things. And so you're going to work with your doctor and carefully watch these things, because we're hoping that things go well, they will go in a positive direction if you follow the program. And so that is our goal. So who should, well, before I even begin, I don't think I said who I am. I am Jennifer Whitmire, also known as Holistic Jen. I think that's why you are here. You know who I am. And just want to make sure, I don't think I said that. So who should join this program? If you are someone who has already done all the things, you're frustrated with your health, you are bloated, you're fed up with weight challenges, you're feeling inflamed, maybe have painful muscles and joints, you're tired of being tired, and you love to learn and get nerdy about health, because I love all things health related. I love to teach and share this information. And so this program is really more about learning and making lifelong changes based on your education than anything else. But I don't want anyone to sign up unless they are ready to make a change. I won't lie, there are no quick fixes. We are going to work slow and steady to make sure that you have long-lasting, life-changing habits at the end of this program. So what does CREATE stand for? We're going to cleanse toxins, not only in your body and in your foods, but also in your environment. It won't do us any good to clean up your health and then still expose you to the same toxins. So that's what we're starting with. We're going to regenerate your health. That's why I talked about your microbiome. We're going to reestablish your microbiome. We're going to eliminate extra weight. So how do we do this? By boosting your nutrition, not going on a diet, your body will naturally find its reset point. So that works both ways. If you need to reduce weight, that will happen. But also if you're underweight, that will happen as well. You'll reach your optimal weight if you are following certain practices and eating nutritionally. We will activate the healing power within. We're going to transform your health and energize your body and mind. By eating nutrient-dense foods, you are going to reclaim your energy. During this program, we are going to prepare meals that are delicious and healthy and very easy. While I love food, I don't like to cook all day, all the time. And so we're going to meet on Sundays to do food prep, and you can food prep along with me so that your meals are ready for the week, or you can just watch and do the Q&A portion. But like for me, I did my meal prep today, and my meals are ready for the entire week for the family. It's not just me, I do have a family. And we're going to be creating habits for lasting results. So 10 weeks is a long time. And by the end of the 10 weeks, you are going to have some habits in place so that you can keep continuing with these things. We're going to have a live class every Wednesday where we're going to be learning. We're going to have slide presentations like this. We're going to be doing things as a group in your home. And we're going to, on Sundays, have a live cooking demonstration and Q&A each week. There will be loads of group support. So for those of you who have done my 5-day reset, you know how loving and supportive those groups are. There will be a private Facebook group and emails and posts. And during those 2 live classes every week, we will also get together and touch base and make sure everybody is on track and things are being tweaked and we're all progressing in a positive manner. The program starts with the 5-day reset. And so we will start in that Facebook group. But halfway through, you will have a class learning about the next stage. And at that time, you'll transition into the Create private Facebook group. During weeks 1 and 2, we will begin with the summer reset and elimination. So we're going to be eliminating inflammatory foods, any fried foods, processed foods, added sugars and salts, heated oils, and things like that. During weeks 3 and 4, we'll begin working on cleansing and rebuilding gut health. During weeks 5 and 6, we're going to be cleansing and rebuilding the urinary health and the adrenals. It's very important to look at these, and that's one of the reasons why we're going slow. Anytime you make a drastic change, that puts a lot of stress on your body and affects your adrenals. Whenever your adrenals are being stressed, cortisol goes up, you have inflammation, you have blood sugar swings and things like that. So we're going to go slow to make sure those things don't happen. During weeks 7 and 8, we will do a deep dive detox. This is going to be gentle, but effective. A lot of my clients do have health concerns, and so that's why it's going to be very gentle. We're going to be eating raw vegan during those 2 weeks, and that may be quite a drastic change for you, but we will gradually get to week 7. We will learn why we are doing that for those 2 weeks, and we will only do that for those 2 weeks, and then we will transition out of that. But it's very important for the liver health, and so we're going to learn about that and cleanse the liver, and then weeks 9 and 10, we'll start adding foods back in, and we'll learn all about different foods and make sure that you are following strong habits. So I'm going to go through each week one by one, just to make sure you understand what we're going to be doing. During week 1, we're eliminating the processed foods, caffeine, alcohol, sugar, and known food allergens. These are things that no one should have in their regular routine. And so we're going to be eliminating those. Week 2, we'll learn about toxins in our foods and do a group fridge and pantry clean out. This is something that I do with my one-on-one clients. I do have people every now and then that will contact me and want to do that. That's not one of my clients. And we will, on Zoom, we will look in each other's pantries and refrigerators and freezers, and we will find good swaps for some things that need to be tossed out. So if you have a favorite food item, but there's something in there that maybe isn't right for you and your health, then we'll discuss what better options will be. During week 3, we're focusing on optimizing your digestion and how to add anti-inflammatory foods, including herbs in our day-to-day meals. So if you took my liver detox class, you learned that we really have to begin with the bottom up. We have to work on waste disposal. And so we have to cleanse the colon and the intestines first. So that's where we'll be cleansing. During week 4, we'll learn about proper ways to add fiber. There are several different types of fiber. So we're going to learn everything you want to know about hydration, fermented foods, and improving your digestion at this time. Week 5, you're already feeling great. You're over a month in. We're going to learn all about whole foods nutrition and transition to a completely whole foods plant-based meals. So if you're someone who does eat meat and other animal products, that is fine. And you will be able to go back to the ones you want to add back later, but during this time, we're going to be focusing on deepening our detox and going straight to only whole foods. During week 6, we're going to learn about the urinary tract, the kidneys, and the adrenals, and how to optimize the health of these organs. Week 7 is when we are in those raw foods. We'll learn about raw foods and raw food nutrition and how this helps with cleansing out the toxins. And so raw foods are very important for cleansing, but I eat mostly raw, but I eat mostly raw, not all raw. And so we're not going to stay raw. We will be adding foods back because there are some foods that are better when they are cooked. There are some foods that we completely eliminate if we go all raw. And I do think that we do need the nutrition for some of those foods. Week 8, we'll learn about using foods and other tools to cleanse the body. So we'll be having some juices, but we'll also be talking about things like dry skin brushing and tongue cleansing and other little tools that you don't have to have, but things that you may want to learn more about. And you can include them if you want. Week 9, we'll learn how to transition out of the cleanse. This is where we're adding foods back after our raw foods, because we don't want to undo all of our hard work. We will begin adding foods back, and we'll learn how to test different foods for sensitivities. And so you may be thinking, I don't have any food sensitivities. I have a lot of clients that will tell me that, and maybe they have painful shoulders or painful elbows or something. And we get to this point and all of a sudden they realize they're feeling really good. Some of those pains are gone. Their face is cleared up. And when we add a food back, sometimes those symptoms come back. And so it's something that they didn't realize was affecting them, but we'll learn how to add foods back just to test and see, is this causing an issue for you or not? So we'll know what we can safely add back. Week 10, we're going to learn about meal planning and how to stay on track for lifelong learning and optimal health. And so I've been studying nutrition for over 25 years now at the master's level, and I'm still learning. And so we'll talk about different ways to continually stay up to date with that. All of my clients are really nerdy into the nutrition. I'm sorry, I just called you a nerd. I'm a nerd too. I love nutrition and how to do this lifelong. You've already been doing it for 10 weeks. You already have habits in place. At the end of this, the 10 weeks, we're not completely finished. We're going to touch base again the middle of the next week. Our 11th class is going to be a now what? You've had a few days on your own. And so we're going to check in and see how everyone's going and make sure that you're still going strong. So we'll come together. We'll talk about what's working, what's not working, and what needs to change. And then we have a bonus, which is the fall reset. I do a seasonal reset. And in the fall, we will come back together again as a part of my larger group. And we'll make sure that you're still on track. We will tweak any issues that came up over the last 2 to 3 weeks. I haven't picked the dates for the fall reset. Last year, it was the last week of October, but I'm thinking the week before will be better this year. But during that time, we will tweak anything, support each other, and discuss how we're going to prepare for the holidays. This will be right before the candy holiday, Halloween. And for many of you who have families, that can be an issue. We will discuss things like Thanksgiving and Christmas or Hanukkah and New Year's and how you're going to handle those as well. At this point, it has been over 3 months for you. And so this is a habit. And what you will find is those things will not be as tempting for you. Like for me, I love cinnamon rolls. I cannot have gluten. I have an autoimmune disease where I cannot have gluten. And so I cannot have cinnamon rolls, but there are ways that I can make cinnamon rolls that will taste delicious and satisfy that desire for me. And so we will talk about things like that and techniques, but you also won't have those same cravings. So I used to be, if I smelled French fries or something like that, I would really want French fries. I don't even want them anymore. And so I noticed that with different things. Same with candy. I can just let it go, where I didn't used to be that way. So what's included? You have 2 live classes every week on Wednesday and Sunday afternoons. Right now, I'm thinking 3 p.m. Eastern time. It is a small group, so if that time doesn't work for everyone, then we will come up with a time that will work better. But for right now, I'm thinking Wednesdays and Sundays, 3 p.m. Eastern time. There will be a step-by-step protocol of what to do and when. If you've been in my resets before, you know I do give you a handbook with that. There will be group support in my private Facebook group. You will get 10 meal plans with suggested easy recipes and shopping lists. Each week you will receive a menu with recipes. I'm not going to give them all at once. Each week you will get recipes for the next week. So you can plan and prepare ahead of time. I will make sure that the ingredients aren't too unusual. I live in, I say, the middle of nowhere. And so it's like 22 miles to the big grocery store, which really isn't even a big grocery store. And so I know that sometimes we sign up for these programs and there's some really bizarre products. And so I'll try not to have anything that is going to be difficult for you to get. There will be a handbook, and there's also a 10-week transformation optional supplement herb and tool guide. And so this will include different things that you can add to enhance your experience, but you can leave them out and still have a very positive experience during the program. And so there will be things like supplements, information about herbs, and a tool guide. So like I love a Vitamix, but you do not have to have a Vitamix. Any blender will work. Just a high-speed blender may be better. A spiralizer. I love spiralizers, but I just recently bought a handheld, I think it was $7.99 stainless steel shredder where I can shred zucchini and carrots and smaller vegetables. It's awesome. It wasn't very expensive. And so different tools like that, and dry skin brushes and stuff like that. So I love food, which most of you know. So there will be no starving, no deprivation, and no slaving in the kitchen. Like I said, I have a family, and what I prepare for dinner is what everyone eats for dinner. And so I'm going to make sure that the meals are family friendly for you, even during our raw vegan week. We'll talk about maybe some things to add to your meal for your family. So Create a Healthier You is valued at $1,497. This is the first time I'm offering it, so I'm offering it for $497. It will not be priced this low next time. So that is just for this year because it's the first time I'm putting it out. And it includes the 5-day fall reset just to seal the deal on your new permanent lifestyle. It will also, you will be the role models at that time, right? We'll be touching base to make sure that you are still following these same things. We will tweak anything that needs to be tweaked, and then you will be the inspiration for whoever comes to the fall reset. For more information, there is a link for you to join in the comments and a link to the PDF brochure. And there's more information in your email that included today's Zoom link. So I want to thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to stop the recording so that we can have a Q&A.